Welcome back to Jay's Smokehouse and a History of Cannabis series, extended episode 1. Now I do have a shorter History of Cannabis series already on my YouTube. However, my quality was lacking and they are much shorter episodes. Now I will have a link right above me if you wish to check out my shorter History of Cannabis series. Now scientists believe that cannabis evolved at the dawn of civilization itself in northern China, so it has been around for quite some time. One interesting thing is that hops and cannabis actually come from the same ancestral plant, so hops and cannabis are actually cousins. The fact that hops and cannabis are so closely related, and I had no idea. But apparently that's what gives hops its flavor, is the terpenes that are in hops. Now many scientists agree that cannabis was definitely the first fibrous plant that was cultivated, if not the first cultivated plant, period. Now, there is no evidence to suggest this yet, but it is theorized that cannabis was first used as food and fiber, not just fiber. But the first actual archaeological evidence of cannabis being used as food comes much later than the evidence of fiber. Many believe that cannabis was first cultivated for its food and then also its fiber. And I actually subscribe to this thought as well. However, I will go into this later in the episode as why I believe this. First, we move to the ancient site of Yuanshan, which is modern-day Taiwan. Now, they found sand pottery with the remnants of hemp cord wrapped around it, and along with that, they found incised stone rod beater that they believe that they used to pound hemp. And so, being the actual first cultivated plant, it would have been a driving force for agriculture. And that's something to really think about, that without cannabis, we might not have progressed as quickly as we did. Now, if cannabis was not the first cultivated plant, it was definitely the first fibrous cultivated plant. Now, there's a whole lot more information to go off of in ancient China. But before I go any further, I want to move to another ancient Neolithic site called Çatalhöyük, and this is in modern-day Turkey. Now, they found in this ancient site the first evidence of hemp-weaved fabric. And not only is it the first evidence, it's one of the most well-preserved evidence of hemp-weaved fabric in the ancient world. That is really, really cool. Now here's the picture of the first hemp-weaved fabric. And look, you can actually make it out. It's really, really cool. Now that is either 9 or 10,000 years old. That is so cool. I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting a little nerdy right now, but I love it. I love the history and seeing history of cannabis. I just love it. Now this is just me specifically, my own opinions. But I believe that if they're already using cannabis as fibers, surely they've already learned to use the cannabis flower for food, for sustenance, and for medication. Or at least they've probably already started experimenting with it. And the only reason I say that is I know that ancient cultures try to use everything that they could, from animals that they killed, from crops that they take. I just know that that's one thing that they learned to do, was to use everything that they could. So surely they're saying if those cannabis flowers can do anything for them. Now, the first evidence of hemp textile in ancient China is alongside the first evidence of silk textiles. And so they were first found in a site dating back to 4000 BC. And so they were first used around that time. And that was actually in the Zhejiang province in China. And that was around 4000 BC. And then the first evidence of cannabis used as food is in the Liangzhou province in China. And that is around 3000 BC. Now, in about 3000 BC to 2900 BC, the first emperor of China, Fu Shi, makes mention of cannabis as being a very popular medicine. He actually refers to it as ma, and that's actually Chinese for cannabis or hemp. Now, he makes reference to ma as being a very popular medicine. Now, if it's already a very popular medicine, then surely it's been being used for quite a long time as medicine. And something I found really interesting is that Fu Shi is supposed to have said that it's a very popular medicine that contains both yin and yang. And I really like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop with that for this episode. I really just want to do the Neolithic or the Stone Age era all by itself. And so I have a lot more information in this episode as I did in my Stone Age episode on my shorter History of Cannabis series. Now, if you enjoyed this video or you learned anything or you're just as excited about the history of cannabis as I am, please leave a like and a comment and let me know what you think. And also don't forget to subscribe. You can hit my logo right here on the screen to subscribe. And now, as always, Jay is going to go smoke a J.